Hello again. You'll notice that I'm wearing the same t-shirt. I promise you it smelled clean. This is just a quick video. I know I put one up last night, but I wanted to get some thoughts out into the ether. I've noticed that since Friday, or maybe since Saturday, I've had, I'm calling them relapse thoughts. But essentially it's thoughts of doing things that I've been trying to move away from, and I don't know why that is. Here comes the cat. um, yeah, buddy. That's what he does in the morning. When I start talking, he comes down and starts making a racket. Um, so, hang on. Let's get this camera sorted. Here we go. So, yeah, I've had thoughts about, like yesterday, I was thinking it would be nice to have a pen or a joint, and yesterday we were talking about games that we'd like to, or at least the one game that we'd like to pick up. And I know that it's not necessarily, it hasn't translated into behavior or activities, but having reached such a good point, sort of a self-aware point where I felt like I didn't really have that much to complain about, and how well things were going, I wonder if there's not a catastrophic, like a fear of some sort of catastrophe coming. Because I don't know why it is that these thoughts have been sort of returning. It's not as if, like, I've felt poopy in the morning before and not woken up and been like, yeah, it would be nice to have a joint all day today. And self-destructive tendencies, like, I have, for example, I haven't been writing as much in the mornings. I've been writing in my journal every morning. I've kept that going. But my creative writing has slowed down a lot. And my excuse for that has been that I'm waiting on proofs to come back on the first draft before I move forward with it, because I don't want to be juggling two writing projects at the same time. I've written a bunch of material for the second book, but I have no idea if any of it's any good. And whenever I try to write stuff in it, it kind of feels like I'm distracted. It feels like there's another thread that's pulling me, and the stuff that I'm writing, I get like 2 or 3 paragraphs in, and I'm just like, this is all garbage, and it's not. I feel like maybe if I'd sent the book to someone to proof who was professionally doing it, I could have got it back sooner. I could have paid the money and got it back sooner, and then got to work on it faster. So yeah, I'm not kicking myself about that. The book was a thing that I had planned to do and then did, and I'm happy that I've done it. But it would have been nice to have gotten the proofs back a little sooner, so I could have continued with working on it. But as it stands, that's sort of where I want to put my energy. And so creative writing hasn't been as big of a part of my mornings. It's been kind of pushed off to the side a little bit until those proofs come back. But I don't know exactly what is sort of happening in terms of that fear of catastrophe. I worry that there's a sense of that something's going to go wrong. In the past, I've had that feeling before. Although, in comparison, looking back, when things went wrong in the past, things weren't good when they went wrong anyway. Like the way that I lived my life and the way that I behaved wasn't conducive to a good life. It was just okay. Everything was just okay. And a lot of the time, it wasn't even just okay. It was at zero. Not good, not bad. It was just, it was. And when it was, catastrophe can come in pretty rapidly. And that's not to say that catastrophe couldn't come in now. I mean, there's certainly a lot of ways that things could fall apart, but there is a major difference between those two areas, at least now and several years ago. And I've held on to a healthy fear of things like losing my job and that sort of thing. So I wonder if maybe having reached this sort of new level of satisfaction in my life, that I'm not experiencing a new level of two things. First of all, fear of it all falling apart, and two, voluntarily introducing self-destructive behaviors as a way to pave the road for a catastrophe to not be such a big deal. And I can see how ridiculous that is, and I know how ridiculous it is, but I wonder if that's not what it is. Anyway, my intent is to explore these today. I don't have a huge amount of work to do, so I'm going to be sort of thinking about these and mulling them over and kind of running words out and seeing what sticks and what doesn't. And yeah, that'll be that. Anyway, it's Monday. It's the 3rd of May today, and we're up to day 76. We've got 14 days to go before we hit our 90-day goal. So yeah, happy quitting, and I'll do more tomorrow. Ka kite.